one of the things I can tell you about websites is encryption is not an easy process, and it's fun. But anyway, we're gonna get that working. Everyone, go to cozort.net/logos. It is this link right here. Go there in a browser and type the name of your home congregation. If it's less than 12 characters.
Sir, we can't see that.
Less than 12. So when you go to that page, does the website show up?
Yeah. It's just that I can reach it.
Oh, gotcha. Oh, you just mean zoom in. Okay, I can zoom in. Better? Okay. So what happens when you go here is, let's see. Somebody give me a name of a congregation. First one, type in all caps. Here, let me zoom in. Everyone can see it. Jacksonville. Second one, type in sentence case, which means use a capital at the beginning of each word. So don't write Jacksonville, write wherever you're from. And this will be the congregation that you're building the website for, okay? So you won't have to think of, imagine an address to use as you're filling out the pages. You'll just be able to use the address of your home congregation. By the way, this would be a great thing if you have a home congregation whose website is really poor or old. So the first one, you type it in all caps, and the second one, you type it in sentence case. Okay? Raise your hand if you've done that and or done it and hit submit. So, BJ, we are at that address right there. Yes. Yeah.
Don't put in church of Christ.
Right. How many characters is it?
Grand Junction.
Grand Junction. For today, just do GR and space junction, and I'll get you a version that will do more characters. Anybody else have the issue of not having enough characters to be able to do the name? Again, you're not writing out Church of Christ. You're just writing out the first part. You need more characters too. All right. Okay. Just do that for right now, and like I said, and I'll have you. for right now. Okay, once you've typed it in, hit submit. Here's another example of something that I don't have time to do. I don't have time to build logos for all of you, except I just did. You know that service that I showed you that put the text in there and formatted it, that image, put 4 images together? You just used that in a web form by typing your name and hitting the name of the congregation, hitting submit. And what it did is it took a graphic that was laid out in different sizes, different backgrounds, some transparent, some not, and it built you 8 graphics in the time it took to click a button. Because I don't have time to build graphics for every congregation. But I have time to put together a form that will build graphics for 40 people with a click of a button. Things that scale. Think about things that scale. Now, what you can do for your website that you're building right now is find a couple of these, or just all of them, if you want to get a copy of all of them. Right-click on it, save image as, and just save. There should be 8 of them. They will all by default have different names. Just save all 8 of them to a folder on your computer, wherever you're putting, in your downloads folder, or wherever you're putting the items for the course. So right-click, save as, and in this case, mine goes to the desktop. Go down to the next one, right-click, save as. Yeah, you do have to save them one at a time. What I don't have is a button that allowed you to do them all at once. Right-click, save as. A couple more.
Could you make a button real quick that saves all of them? Shouldn't take too long.
No, that involves coding, and I don't code. Say what?
I said not with that.
That's right. What did I say about I can't? I didn't say I can't. I said I won't. Okay, now that yes.
So if we're doing it for like our student site, could you use the same thing, or like we have to make our own logo for like ourselves? Like if we're doing it for the MSOP one.
Okay. So you want the Eric Richardson Church of Christ logo?
Yeah, I think.
Where do you attend? I attend at the congregation. No. I might be able to make you one that has MSOP students down at the bottom instead of Church of Christ. We'll do that. We just won't do it today. I'll send you an email when it's all ready, and you'll be able to create one that looks like this, but the bottom will say MSOP student. How about that? You'll have to remind me, though. Michael, how many times will you have to remind me? Because you have an email now.
Oh,
It took 6, right?
6 times.
6 times. Remind me 6 times and you'll get it done. All right. You should all have logos, right? Raise your hand if you got them all downloaded. There are some light ones and there are some dark ones. There are some with transparent backgrounds, some without, because not everything is a perfect fit for whatever color scheme you used on the back nav bar. So pick the one that fits best for you as we go over to our website, log in, and go to the dashboard. Raise your hand when you get to the dashboard. Raise your hand when you get to the dashboard. All right, put your hand down unless you need help. Okay. Do all of you still also have the browser window open for Google Drive with the share for all the files? If not, if you don't still have that open, you need to go to that link, cozort.net/most/MSOP, and click this link right here. So, does everyone still have Google Drive open and the file? So the Google Drive with the files as well as the dashboard. Okay. So what we're going to do, I'm going to have to make this a little bigger. The link again? Right there. Raise your hand if you're not there yet. All right. So, inside the Google Drive folder, we need to download a number of files. Okay? So you downloaded the logos. Now we need to go through and download each of these that ends in .tco. So about us, right click, download. Click Save. Make sure you save and not open. So you're going to right-click on Contact Us or About Us in the Google Drive. Click Download. And if your browser prompts you to save or open, click Save. If it just then you're fine. So sometimes it asks, sometimes it doesn't. Ignore the gospel meetings one. We didn't create a gospel meetings page. Eric.
Sorry, sir.
You're okay. Yeah, go ahead.
Did you say download everything that ends with TCO?
.tco, yes. You can download the gospel meetings one. We just didn't build a page for it, so we don't have a spot to put it yet. Also download the one that says header. I mean, if you could download all of them that say TCO, you'll have all of them.
There's two headers. Lowercase a. Yep.
The one with the most recent, well, hold on. They both have the most recent. Yeah, let's see. I uploaded it twice. Just should be fine. Either one.
What was the way
To get to the Google Drive folder, go there. The one with the lower H is the most recent one. Lower H header is most recent. Somebody say my name. So you should download, when we're all said and done, you should have an About Us, a Contact Us, a header, a home page, a learning resources, a members, a sermons, and a thank you, and a what to expect. Yeah, just the one with the lowercase h is fine. Here, I can solve that problem for everybody. Now there should be only one if you refresh the page. All right. Raise your hand if you don't have all the files downloaded yet.
I'm not sure that you're sending that to home page one, remember
Anyone else not have them all downloaded yet? Okay. The next step is we are going to come into Pro and go to Templates. Now, fastest way to do this is to either open Finder or open Windows Explorer and go to the folder on your hard drive where you saved those files. In that case, for me, it is the desktop folder. So here are my files, right? So go to your folder where the file's downloaded. One way to do that, by the way, is if you were downloading them in Chrome, click Show in Folder, and it'll take you right to that folder.
So after you go into template, right?
Yes, go to Templates first.
Yes, we got to do.
Okay. Yep. Okay, so there's all your files. Do.
You said not to worry about the gospel one.
Yeah, we don't necessarily need the gospel meeting one. We didn't build the page for it. And what we're going to do is we're going to click it. Okay, so what you're going to do is you're going to take one file at a time. Don't do them all at once, trust me. You're going to take one file at a time and drag it over here into this box. The box will highlight blue. And then let go of it. And you'll see a bar go across the top. What that is doing is uploading that template. Drag one at a time. After the first one uploads, you'll see it show up. The first one you drug over should show up in your list. Right?
It doesn't matter what order.
It's really slow because everybody's trying to do everything.
Hit Command J. Command J.
And then template.
Option J. You got to wait till the bar goes across. Steve, give us more bandwidth. Let's do this. Let's prioritize homepage. So if you're still dragging a file over, or if the first one's finished, the next one, if you haven't dragged it over already, do homepage. Okay? And the third one by way of priority is going to be header.
Which one? Lowercase or
lowercase h. Yep, give me just a minute. Just let that one finish, and then once it's done, do homepage next. Okay, that's fine. We're gonna shortcut ourselves for the sake of time, and once we get homepage and header up there, so it's still going. Yeah, you got to wait for the first one to get finished before you do the second one. Steve says you'll get more bandwidth shortly. Well, the other thing is the server too. The server only has what it has.
Does it go there once and then go back and start over? Once you get there, it's almost there.
Did you put all of them out? Exactly what he told you not to do. He said, don't do it, trust me. Oh, mine's sitting down right now. This is the homepage. Oh, I got this. Yeah. It says all the looks like the visual. I'm basically I get you. I think so. That's the goal. We get there.
First one still hasn't finished.
I did the one for him.
Yeah, homepage. You're fine. Okay. I think it has to do with that. Are you related to Greg? Yes. How are you? That's your dad. I used to like it. No, I'm just kidding. Keep doing them until everybody at least has homepage, header, and about us. If your bar froze, refresh your page. Just go in and it probably has to do with the Wi-Fi getting changed. Yes. Yeah, it's because the Sophie Gray screen. See, you're way ahead. Everybody else.
Should be about 8.
He's done all of them already. What's taking y'all so long? Who else doesn't have at least homepage and header? Okay. Anthony, did that one work this time? Brother Martinez, did that one work this time?
No, it's stuck at the very end.
After all that hard work.
Pro? Several.
I've been working on it, but I mean,
There we go.
I'm better. When it first came out,
Be patient because we just had one who logged out, logged back in, and did finally get it. So just sit there and wait. Just let it sit there and wait. We may be taxing the CPU on the server just a little much. All right, raise your hand if you've uploaded all of yours. Like every template. Raise your hand if you've uploaded every template. Okay. All 8.
I got 9.
Okay. 9 or 10 or 8 or more. All right. Because I think what it is, we're running the server about up to the top of the CPU. So a few of you being done should help the rest of us. Okay, yeah, you're good. Anyone still stuck? It's still inching.
That is the same, right there. This is with the romance, as
Look at the other colors. It's very pretty. Looks like a single
All right. Let's do this. Everybody take a 5-minute break, except for those who haven't gotten their files uploaded yet. We're going to keep working with you because we need to get this moving forward. I know we're going to go a little bit longer than was originally in the schedule, but we're going to try and get. We built the schedule not ever having done this live before, so we're just going to try and make it work. We're going to keep going until we push through and get everybody a system that is fully functioning. Okay? No.
glad to see it. Taking somebody relatively
Fresh yours to see if they're there. Who else needs it?
Oh, yeah. Whatever.
They're there?
Refresh yours, Roger. Just refresh the page. F5. And you might have to hold that.
You and nobody else.
Yeah. You know who didn't do all theirs? The instructor. If you included thank you, you should have 9 total.
Here, I'll fix it.
If you have gospel meetings in there, you should have 10. Okay.
Okay.
Everybody good? You good?
You should have 10.
Everybody here good?
Do we need gospel meetings in there?
You don't need gospel meetings in there right now. If you have it in there, it's fine. If you don't have it in there, it's fine. Because by the time we get through with these 9, you will know how to do it. You won't need me. You still have 8.
I'll check it.
All right, he's going to get you. Okay. We've talked a lot about things that scale. We've talked a lot about things that we want to do once instead of time after time after time after time. Or we want to do quickly and efficiently. So we're going to go over here. If you're in the pro area, we are going to go to the hamburger menu. Makes me think about lunch. I'm hungry again. And we are going to click Content. It should show you your list of pages that we created earlier. Raise your hand when you see your list of pages. We all good? hover over the home page, or what's called home, and click edit. All right, let me go back there. Hover over home, and once you hover over it, the edit button shows up. Click edit. Raise your hand when you're there, and the page is loaded. There. Okay, all right, raise your hand if you need help or if you're not there. Okay. Right now it should be something that looks like this, right? Okay? Click Load Template. In the drop-down menu, you should find home page. That's the template you uploaded. Once you click on it, hit Insert. Raise your hand once you click Insert. It should look a little different now.
Yeah, I don't like this. What's up there? Shut it on real quick.
Once you've clicked Insert and the things show up here on the list, quick navigation, address with slogan, all that, hit the X above the insert. And the grayed out part should go away. When you click here, when you hit Load Template, everything is kind of grayed out. When you click the X, everything's back full. Okay, inside the Pro theme, you have the ability to create lots of different things. You're able to create items that have different columns. You're able to do a lot of things there. What this template gives you are a lot of things pre-built. You will have to take the time to go explore how they're built. But here's a great thing about it. If you want to go explore how something was made, but you don't want to mess up a page, go create a new page, load that template, and go do whatever you want to it. Because you always have the template, you can reload it. Okay, you can go back. But don't do, when you're playing around, create a new page and play around on a new page, and then what you like, then you can carry that over your actual page. That keeps you from messing things up that you have to go fix in order for it to be right. But what I want to show you is you have now got a home page that has all of the design that we showed you earlier on. But you need to customize it for you. In order to customize an area, let's say the name of the congregation on the right, over in the preview area, click on the name. and then click Edit Text. So we're going to customize each congregation's information. That may show up initially in a bunch of code, right? So we clicked on the text over here, and then we clicked Edit Text. Once you've clicked Edit Text, raise your hand. So you select the item on the right, and then Edit Text on the left. Now, if you see it like this, with all these tags around it, click this button right here.
That didn't pop up, but I had it. But I didn't get to that. All I did was correct. Okay. Is that allowed?
It's allowed. You'll find sometimes where it messes up the format.
Okay.
Okay. So the only reason I'm teaching is because I've done the things wrong before that have caused me to have to fix something, and I'm teaching you how to not do that.
Okay.
But yes, you can, if you double click on the preview, sometimes you can edit the text right there without going into this dialog. But sometimes you'll mess up the formatting of the text and you won't know how to fix it. If you click over here and edit text, you'll save yourself that trouble. Okay, so whatever you put as the name in your logo that you created earlier in the 12 characters or less, type here other than if you didn't have enough room. If you didn't have enough room, just type it all out the way it should be. So, and that's, in my case, it's Collierville. And I know the address already. If you don't know the address, you'll have to Google yours. Nope. Now, if you erased all of it, and then started typing, you may go, wait a minute, mine looks different. For instance, if you type this, and then hit enter, you'll notice it's now got a big gap in between. Did anybody do that? Raise your hand if you did that. Okay, here's how you solve that. See, I already know what you're going to do before you ever do it. In order to get rid of the gap. All right, you may recognize this from Microsoft Word. Sometimes things are treated as a paragraph break when you hit enter, and sometimes you want them to just go down a line, but you don't want to treat it like a new paragraph. If you want to do that, I think this also works in Microsoft Word. Hold Shift and hit enter. And it won't jump down and give you a new paragraph and a whole break. It will just go down to the next line. So, whenever you hit enter, hold Shift and hit enter. And then you just have to come back up here at the top. We have the top bolded. You highlight it and hit bold. By the way, what would it look like if we didn't do that? If we just did the full enter? If you look on the front page, it would look like that, and that doesn't look as good, does it? It looks kind of sloppy. That's why we did it the other way. Say what? After you hit it, hit the X. Sorry, or after you type. After you type everything in and you're all good to go, hit the X. And that should take you back to where we hit edit text. Go ahead and hit save.
Now type the actual address.
One other thing you might want to know is if you copy and paste information from this, you don't actually have to follow me with this, but just so you know, if you copy and paste information from other places, like say Google Maps, yeah, let's do this one. Say I wanted to copy this information right here. If I paste it in here, it may get formatted incorrectly. It may carry over some of the formatting from the other web page. If you're in Chrome, you can right-click and paste as plain text. That will get rid of all of the formatting from the other page. You copy and paste out of Microsoft Word, that might also happen. In Chrome, you can right-click and click paste as plain text. If you aren't using Chrome, you can solve that two ways. You can stop doing that and start using Chrome. Or you, in Windows, you can paste it in Notepad first. Sorry, regular Notepad. You can paste it in Notepad first, and that will automatically strip formatting out, and then you can paste it on your website from Notepad. Copy it again and paste it there, and that'll strip the formatting out completely. Okay, so we've got our church's name. Down here, right now I've just got kind of a slogan. You might keep that slogan, you might change it, you might put a scripture reference there. You can copy and paste John 3:16. Copy and paste whatever you want there, or do what you will. You can leave the truth and nothing but the truth. In the contact our congregation, click on the phone number, hit edit text. If it switched you back over to the code version, click the T at the top. Type in the phone number for the congregation. Or if you're like me and you don't remember the phone number for the congregation, do a Google search and copy and paste it. If you like spam. I get 6 or 7 spam phone calls a day.
You said paste in,
Paste in plain text.
what about paste in Match?
That might also work. Is that in Safari?
I mean, Chrome.
Okay.
It might just be like an Apple.
It may be an Apple thing.
Well, unrelated question. What's your phone number?
All right, raise your hand once you've gotten a phone number in there.
911. All right.
When I pasted the phone number in there, it changed the color to black. So is there a way that I can get it back to like the primary color?
There is, so what I had in there before was actually a link. That's the reason why it was blue. But I'll teach you that in just a moment. Look, don't actually change it yet, and don't try and change it yet. I'll show you how without making it a link. All right. Raise your hand if you don't have a phone number in there yet. Anybody else? Oh, yeah, we'll get there. Okay. Someone just reminded me of a change that we need to make that I had already made on mine when I was showing someone. So, once you've done this, once you have the phone number in, click Save. You all still have a sidebar, don't you? On your home page?
Yes.
Okay, we're going to get rid of that because we don't want the sidebar for the home page. We do want it for other pages. In order to do that, we're going to click this cog while we're already in the home page. Okay? As you work in Pro, understand that many of the menus are contextual. I shouldn't have to explain to you what contextual means if you've been through hermeneutics class. Raise your hand if you've not been through hermeneutics class. Okay. In the context of the menu, it matters if you're in one area or another area because the meaning might change or the menu might change. In this case, we're going to click the cog, and in the general area for the page settings, general area page settings, under page template, we need layout full width.
And that's again.
All right, so that's all right. So we clicked the cog. We clicked on page settings here on the left. We went to page template, which we had to scroll down to get to. Drop down, layout full width. And then scroll a little bit further and disable page title. Turn that on. Then hit Save Page Settings. When you've done that, raise your hand. Say what? Well, you should be using Chrome. Raise your hand if you've not completed that yet. Let's play. Once you've done that, you can click in the white space around the thing that's popped up, or you can hit the X. And now your sidebar should be gone, and also the word home at the top here should be gone. Sidebar. That is
Thanks, guys.
this right here. All of this stuff over here on the right, if your screen is wide enough. Some of you may actually see it down at the bottom of the page, because if you're in mobile view, it's not a sidebar, it just gets thrown to the bottom of the page. But a sidebar is this stuff on the right-hand side, and our main navigation pages, we don't want that there. But we do want that there when we're in like our articles page, because that will show them the most recent articles. It will show them the most recent things that you've put up in addition to the one that they're navigating right there. So we want it turned on, we want the functionality, but we don't want it on every page. Okay? Raise your hand if you've done everything and you're all caught up. Raise your hand if you don't know if you're all caught up. Okay, next thing we want to do, everybody's up to date? Is everybody up to date? The same process can be done for editing the text of the congregation. We're going to move on because you can go through and do that. You're just going to click on it, edit text, and go forward. If you need to, go back to the seminar page and watch the stream and remind yourself how to do it, because all this is recorded. Let's say you want to replace this image back here. You'll notice as my mouse goes around, different things highlight. Correct? You see that? So as I move my mouse around, different things are highlighted. If I want to address something that's in the background, I've got to stay off the text and be in the background. So I'm going to highlight where it says address with slogan. Hover over that top left corner and left click there. And on the left hand side, you should see background lower area. Lower layer, sorry. Background, lower layer. Let me zoom in where everybody can read what I've got.
What disappeared from everything on the left there?
Who needs help? Who doesn't see the picture? For the sake of time and everyone trying to upload a file all at the same time and not doing that again, we're going to take the picture away and then we're going to bring it back. We're going to try at least. If not, we'll replace it. We're going to click the X when we hover over it. Should make it disappear. You should turn it. It should now be a plus. Raise your hand when you see a plus. So when you hover over the photo, it should show an X. If you click the X, it should go away and you should get a plus. All right? Click the plus. Inside WordPress, when we upload files into WordPress, they go into the media library. So, you should have upload files initially. You could select a file from your computer and add it, but we're not going to do that for the sake of time. We're going to click on Media Library. Raise your hand when you've got the Media Library. Okay? If you scroll down, you should find the image of the rocks. You can add that one, or you can pick one of the others. I don't care. Later on, you can actually upload a file or a picture for your background. But I tell you what, let's if you haven't selected it already, let's go with this one. Y'all see that one? The one with the pencil and the Bible? Click that one and click Insert into Post. And now it should look like this. So, when it looks like this, raise your hand. Here's something I want you to grasp. In other themes, taking an image, putting it in the background, making it somewhat faded out, and then laying text over it is not an uncomplicated process. If you were using one of the free themes that we showed you inside WordPress, you just get something for free and load it in there, the likelihood of you actually getting this functionality is almost none. Because this is a very advanced thing that you're actually doing, but in here it's very easy. Okay? By the way that we're making it darker in the background, you notice it's not the full brightness of the image, which would be hard to read. Don't put text right on an image that's full brightness and make it hard to read. Instead, you have the upper layer. So think of this like a stack of paper. There's the paper on the bottom, paper in the middle, paper on the top. The text is on the top. If the paper on the top is opaque, can you see the picture that's on the bottom? Opaque means you can't see through it. If you can't see through it, can you see the picture on the bottom? No. But what if the layers in between are somewhat transparent? If they're completely transparent, you just see the picture and you see the text, right? But it may be hard to read. If it's semi-transparent, you can get more contrast between the two. So what we've done is we've selected a color, but we didn't move it all the way opaque. Now I can't see the picture, can I? But if I do too much, now the text is hard to read. By the way, you should be learning this lesson for PowerPoint, because a lot of people put an image behind their text and you can't read the text. What you do is you take a semi-transparent layer and you make the text, or make the image that's behind the text a little darker. Or you can use white if you prefer and make it a lot brighter, and then you create more contrast between your text and your image. When you've done that, click Save. If you didn't actually make any changes, that's okay. I'm going to be a little selective in what we do in the next few steps, because I want you to get a couple of really important pieces. We want to provide a map to the congregation. In other words, if you have a visitor, you need to give them directions. Okay? Everyone open a new tab in your browser. And in Google, do a Google search for your congregation. Just type the name in Google. And most likely, the information for the congregation will show up on the right-hand side. Once you see your congregation's information in Google, raise your hand. Put your hand up if you're not there yet. Here's a hint. If your congregation shares the name with another congregation that happens to be maybe more well known by Google or has a better web presence, you might have to put the state that your congregation's in. In this case, he was getting a result for Colorado, but as soon as he put Tennessee in the search, it got the right one. Okay? Who else needed help? Okay. All of you. That's another question for another moment. All of you should see the little icon in the Google search for the map for that location. This one right here. Left click on it, or click on it. That should take you into Google Maps to that congregation's location. Once you're there, we want to click this share button. Raise your hand if you click the share button and you see this screen.
That's cool though. Anybody else need help?
I'm trying to figure it out.
Okay, if you have the link, we've got at least one issue where in another country mapping is not quite the same. We'll deal with that in a minute, but click copy link. Without closing this tab, in your browser, go back to the tab that has the website open. And click this button, get directions from Google Maps. Left click. When you do that, down here, you'll see an area that's called link. Paste that link in the text. Then hit save. Raise your hand once you've done it.
I did it.
So the button is going to change. The picture is not going to change. It's beneath it. Okay? The button's going to change. In this text area, you'll come back in and change the text to the right address. So is everybody caught up? Okay? I didn't actually want to do that. Hold on. Back inside share, we want to click on that page you still had open. We want to click over to embed a map. All right, so we're, hold on, I got to undo something. We did a search for the congregation. We clicked share, and we copied this link. Instead of copying the link, click this embed a map button in Google. Raise your hand once you're there. Once you're there, click the blue copy HTML. And everything should go highlighted, and it should copy it to your clipboard. Who doesn't have that done yet?
I don't, but my Google Maps isn't working like that one.
Now we're going to go back to the tab that has the website open. I'm going to show you how to add something new. Okay? How to add what's called a new element. We're going to click on this image right here. We're going to hit delete. I know, we're braving in the new waters, aren't we? Click delete. It's going to say, do you want to proceed? Make sure that you clicked on the image before you click delete. Otherwise, you will delete something you did not intend to. Click on the image of the map and hit delete. And then yes, proceed. Raise your hand when you've done it. And it disappeared. And the wrong thing didn't disappear. Alright, if you deleted something else, I knew one of you would. Right, Roger? It's been a long day. Alright, if you deleted something else, there's a salvation button right here. Okay? Over on the left in Pro, there's a little clock with the arrow going backwards. What do you think that means? Back in time. Click that, and
And here are the changes you've made since you came into the Pro theme on this page. You can click down to one of them, and whatever you deleted comes back. It's called undo, but it's undo in a very complicated sense. Okay? And I wanted to go all the way back to the very beginning of the things that we did. I could go down there, but please don't do that. So, we clicked on the correct image. We hit delete. Yes, proceed. Everybody good? Once you've done that, come up to elements. Okay. We're going to go to elements right here. You should still have the area where the picture was in your screen, in your preview. That's important. Go to elements and type the word map. Once you've typed the word map and you see map here, raise your hand. Okay? Left click it and drag it down here where you get it below the address. Should get a gray box. And on the left, you should see where it says Embed and a space for the embed code. When you click copy HTML, you copied the embed code. Right click and paste. Oh, that's pretty good. I thought you were saying that you were it didn't work. Click save. Say what? In the space. Okay. Everybody done that? Everybody have a map? Just stopped. You're welcome. All right. Now, it's 4 o'clock. There's more that I can teach you, and I will teach it to you as we go through another time. But here's what I want you to do. I want to add a header, because I want you to see something shift dramatically. In Pro, up in the hamburger menu, there's a button for headers. When everybody Anybody clicks headers, raise your hand. Right now it should be blank. You should just see a big Pro logo. You should see create a header. Alright? Click the button that says use template. In the drop-down menu, you should see the template we uploaded. Give it a name. And click create. Once it's listed here with whatever name you give it, raise your hand. Now, do you remember the logo that we downloaded?
Yeah.
We created a bunch of logos, 8 of them, we saved them. We're going to use that, but before we do, while you're still in this area, hit this Make Global. I'm going to pique some interest in you. You can actually use this to build multiple different headers. So for instance, let's say you have a gospel meeting coming up, and on your home page you want to have an advertisement right at the top for the gospel meeting. You could create a separate header for the home page that isn't on every other page by just creating a new one, adding an image down in the second row underneath the actual navigation, and then selecting that one to be on the front page but not be everywhere else. So I don't have time to teach you that right now. We're going to work with what we have. So, it's global. Once this says the header is assigned as your global default header, raise your hand. You click on Make Global.
To the right. To the right. To the right. Click on it. Click on it. Okay. To the right. It says Make Global. To the right. Where's the right? To the right. The other right. The right is defined as not left. Did you say the lid? Lid. The lid.
Anybody not there? All right. Once we've done that, everybody good? Click this edit button. The editor area for the header is a little different than for the pages. And that's because it's down on the bottom, not over on the side. Okay, you remember how we clicked on an area and then we edited it over on the left-hand side? That's been moved to the bottom because layout for the header is going to change based upon how wide your browser window is. And so you want as much width as you can have so that you make sure you're seeing what you're actually going to get. So that's why the edit area is down here at the bottom. You can actually change it by using this button right here. Puts it over on the side, but you'll notice I now have everything a little more scrunched together. Okay? So I prefer to keep it on the bottom. As you select different items in here, it's contextual again. What you click on is based upon what you're actually seeing. Let me show you something because this will cause you some confusion if you don't know about it. In this area down here, bottom left, you have, zoom in too far. You have a button that looks like a cell phone. That's because you may want to know what your website's going to look like when it's in a mobile version. And it doesn't look the same. You'll notice here on the bars, there's header desktop smaller, and mobile. In actuality, we've got 3 different headers. Because as the screen resizes, we need some things to move different places. Okay? And show you quickly that you can preview that without actually changing your header at all, or without changing your browser. You can click here. Oh boy. What? Oh, okay. Zoom, by the way, zoom in your browser can do weird things, so it's because I'm zoomed in. And you'll notice it keeps changing. If I click these buttons, it's simulating different size screens. And it's changing it based upon that. What we want to do is we want to change this image in all 3 sizes. Okay? The image is there 3 times because there's 3 different headers for 3 different size menus. Okay? We're going to click on Hometown Church of Christ. So left click on it. And it's down here. It's kind of hard to see because it's white with transparent background. But we want to click on the X. Once you click on the X, raise your hand. Now here's where we're going to have to force all of us to upload a file all at the same time. You remember those headers that you downloaded? We're going to upload one of them. Or sorry, the logos that you downloaded. So we've hit the X. Everybody hit the X? Raise your hand if you haven't hit the X. You have not hit the X. Okay? If you've hit the X, now click the plus. And you should see this again. We've been here before. A media library. We're going to click upload files instead this time. Please zoom in, son. Select files. And that should open your Explorer or your Finder window. Find the file you downloaded If you have a dark background, use one of them that says white. Let me actually make a recommendation for everybody here. Let's all of us use one that has a transparent background, just because it's gonna work a little better. So either choose the one that says Church of Christ -3 line all caps white blank, or use the one that says Church of Christ 3 line no caps 3 through 3 black. Sorry, blank. Choose one of those two. And click open. Should upload. Once you see it uploading and you see it right here, raise your hand. Either Church of Christ -3 no cap underscore line dash no caps 333 blank, or the one that says white instead of 33333. Got it? All right. Hit insert in the post. And that should change, right? If yours didn't change, you may be viewing one of the mobile versions, because those haven't changed yet. What you'll have to do is use this character right here to switch to the mobile versions and replace those images. For the sake of time, we're not going to be able to do everything else we want to do, but here's what we're going to do. All of you, before you leave, come put your email address in this book. What I'm going to do is I am going to sign you up for the rest of the course, where you can take it on your own time, and you'll have every step of what you need to do that you can go through at your own pace and continue developing the skill. This is a skill that takes a little time to do through a whole class. When you find you're doing it on your own, you'll move much faster. Okay? Thank you for your time. Thank you for being here for the last 2 days. I hope I've inspired some idea of what's possible. We're going to send you some links for specifically what you'll do with your class assignment page, what you'll do in posting your sermon outlines, and other things related to that, and you'll have video walkthroughs for those specific tasks so that you can do those. Just let me say again, thank you for your patience. Thank you for working through this, and I wish we had more time to do this, but thank you for your time. I appreciate your attention. Thank you.
Let me say a quick word to you. First of all, Aaron has done a ton of work to get ready for this, and we appreciate it very, very much. I'm well aware of the fact that different people in this room have different levels of interest in technology, but I'm assuming we all have the same interest in souls. And so let me ask you, even if this wasn't your cup of tea today, so to speak, or yesterday, and sometimes some people are thrilled by it, other people are like, oh, this is hard. If one soul is reached by anything that we've learned the last 2 days, and I'm confident more will be reached than just that, would it have been worth our time?
Yes.
let me ask you this as well. We don't have time in the curriculum to just take, blocks of classes that you're already taking to, substitute them with this kind of teaching. But if Aaron is willing to, at some point in time that works with his schedule, to come and do it either after school seminar and make it voluntary for those who want to come, would anyone be interested in completing any of this a little more time? So it looks like there's sufficient interest that, because I know your time is limited too, and that if you get 40 emails saying, I need you to help me with this, then we know you've got family and a full-time job as well. And so we'll work with Aaron to try to find the time that would work for you all who want to take this after hours or on a Saturday or evening or whatever works for everyone's schedule, okay? So I'm all about you learning this. I want to learn more myself. I had the idea a few years ago to do an online magazine for middle school preaching called Preach the Word. The young fellow's newsy, and we were keeping people informed, but I also thought we needed more teaching articles, and I downloaded WordPress, or logged on to WordPress, and I just didn't know what I was doing. I've learned a lot the last 2 days. It's going to help me facilitate this idea that I have to get more teaching articles from our faculty out there for people to read. And so this has been helpful to me too. Thank you. The only reason I didn't want to stop him, I'm supposed to meet with a student and I have a dinner appointment in South Haven at 5 p.m. So we're going to have to stop. And again, thank you, Aaron, very, very much. If you have anything you need to see Aaron about,
Don't leave without putting your email address on the book, because a lot of everything we were teaching right now is already in video form, and I can get it to you. You can walk through it at your own pace, and then we can also spend time facilitating the rest of that transition, that learning, in another opportunity. But put your email address up there.
thank you very much.